This episode of Small Business Leaders Podcast is brought to you by Adams Lane Photography. Hi, and welcome to Small Business Leaders Podcast. My name is Audra Adams.
And I'm Lamar Powell.
And we are so very honored and excited today to have with us someone who is affectionately known as Mawmaw.
Yes, with Mawmaws Chicken Pies. And it's been phenomenal to watch her story. And this is Miss Julia Brown, right?
That's right.
That's right. Good. And we're glad
Everybody
that you're
calls
today.
me Mawmaw.
Mawmaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good deal.
Well, I like that. I mean, that was the name for my grandparents was my Mawmaw. So it makes me feel at home.
Well, even at church, I teach children's church, and when the kids get up to go out with me, the pastor always says, "Well, y'all just follow Mawmaw."
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm Mawmaw to everybody.
So I want to get into it. Your story is vast, amazing, and it has twists and turns and mountains and valleys, and I want to hear about all of them, actually.
Well, I'll do my best.
So why don't we start with Mawmaw's Chicken Pies, as we see right here. We'll start there and maybe then work backwards, or do you want to start before then how this happened?
Probably let's start from the beginning.
Okay, let's go from the beginning.
Okay.
What happened? So
What happened?
you weren't in a chef cooking any type of business like that, correct?
Absolutely not. In fact, I had a hair salon for 30 years. So you talk about a career change.
Wow.
So I had and I worked out of my house.
Okay.
I had a little shop there. And my husband has always been supportive of just about everything that I did. He'd always say, "Well, what's this going to cost me?" So anyway, I was in the hair business, but then I was going to do another adventure, and so I just quit. I just flat quit. I didn't retire. It was the last dollar I made there. I did not have any kind of retirement or anything. So anyway, I quit, and then I just floundered around for years. I'd tried this job and that job. In fact, the worst job I ever had was a substitute school teacher.
Okay.
Why I ever thought I wanted to do that? Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
I taught in the school systems for about 4 years doing dancing classrooms, which is a nonprofit organization. And so I would have to go into the schools in all of fifth grade, just fifth grade, not any, just fifth grade. And the tools, I'm really thankful for it, but the tools that you have to manage what is coming at you these days in the school system is, I'm grateful for this job. Let's put it that way.
That's right. Honestly, my problem is I'm so ADD. I really am. And you doing substitute teaching, you walk in every day. It's like walking in on a brand new job.
True.
It's brand new kids, brand new classroom, brand new schedule. And I was so ADD, I was lost. So anyway.
I'm thinking, I can't imagine how that is today because of the culture that we're in. But I remember when I was in school, which is a long, long, long time ago, but when a substitute showed up, it was on. We were going to have fun with that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, they had fun with the substitute.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They had a good time with me.
Yeah. I'm with you.
But anyway, I think I did that maybe a couple years, and I quit. And anyway, I didn't really do anything particular. I've done a little bit of network marketing. I've done sold jewelry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So anyway, but how I got started with this Mawmaw's Chicken Pies, my granddaughter was having some financial difficulties, and so she was going to take a job as a waitress. I didn't want her to do that. It was working at night, and it was just not the greatest environment. So I said, please don't do it. I begged her to not do it, and she was determined. I said, look, you hang with your Mawmaw, and I'll show you how to make some money. So she gave it a try. We started making chicken pies in just my kitchen at home, my little country kitchen. I don't have a big kitchen. And so anyway, we did that. And the business just continued to just grow. The word got out. We'd even go to the schools, and when the bell would ring, they would announce, Mawmaws in the office, and we'd take a cooler of pies, and that's kind of how we got started.
That's amazing.
Selling the pies like that. And so, anyway.
So maybe your substitute teaching paid off because you had some...
It did, because I got to know the principal.
Yeah.
I got to know a lot of the teachers, and so, it did. Actually, it did pay off. Come to think of it, I hadn't thought about that like that. Yeah. But we did that for probably close to a year. And we just begged my husband, please, we've got to have a place to do this. I mean, we were carrying pies up and down the steps, taking them to the basement, putting them in the freezer. It was crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
It was crazy. So anyway, we finally convinced him to take my old hair salon. And we just gutted it and made that into a little pie station. And when I say a little pie station, it was like 400 square foot.
Wow.
And this is where we cooked the chicken, we made the pies, and we stored the pies. And then we would take them out of that and go to markets and things like that to sell them. Well, after, I guess it was probably a year, we were just overwhelmed with business.
Sure.
And I'll tell you what really, really set it off. My son lived in Florida. He lived in the Villages. And he said, you want to make some money? He said, you come down here and make some pies, and I'll sell them. Well, he can sell anything. So, sure enough, that's what we did.
Don't know where he gets that from, huh?
Wonder where he gets that from.
Any idea?
But that's what we did. In fact, we even went to Florida, and we had a house down there. It was just a rental house. And we would go down there sometimes and just make pies down there. And the farmers market, became really big and popular. So that kind of really was our bread and butter for a while.
So before you go any further, I want to continue that because I think it's awesome. But before we get too much down, so this chicken pie, obviously everybody loves it.
Yeah,
because here you are growing by leaps and bounds. Everybody wants them. So, and I noticed the word secret used quite a bit in some of the
secret recipe. Yeah.
So what is the recipe? Or of course we don't want to know the recipe.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. But is that? I mean, that's how this started, right?
Well,
you had something special. Do you have your daughter jump in and start selling?
Well, how that kind of got started was I was just a mom, and I made chicken pies for my family. And we had chicken pie for, I don't know if it's a Sunday lunch or whatever, but it could have been a holiday. But anyway, we were all sitting around the table, and my son said, Mama, you need to make these chicken pies and sell them. You'll make a killing. Well, I never really thought about it. And he said, and you can call them Mawmaws Chicken Pies. So he was the one that actually named it. He was the one that actually named it.
Does he get a percentage of anything? Because
well, he was involved in the business for quite a while, but he has his own gig going now.
Gotcha.
So, he's doing something else. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that. So it's gotten real popular because obviously it's a great product.
Recipe.
It is.
Recipe and all. So.
And there's chicken pies out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the grocery store, you can find a chicken pie. But I'll tell you what, I'll put mine up against anybody's. In fact, we did a blind taste test.
Okay.
And it won 10 out of 10 times.
Are you kidding?
I mean, that is the absolute truth. Yeah. And what I had done, I just, did it with people I knew,
Yeah.
And so we had these people and I had bought these other chicken pies that was, popular. People knew about them, and I cooked them, and we numbered them. They did not see me dip it out. They didn't know what they were getting, and so they would have to vote which one was the best.
Wow.
10 out of 10 times, it was always mine. So
That's
anyway,
incredible.
I'm so excited to try.
Yeah, me too. I wish I could try it right now.
We'll get into into that. And
so it's real popular, and then you converted beauty shop.
Yes, and we
and then
worked
what?
out of that for quite a while. Well, it was probably a little over a year, and then my husband died.
No.
Yes, it was sudden, very sudden. He got up one morning, had a cup of coffee, and died.
Oh, no.
And so that was, reality really slapped me in the face.
I can't
It was
imagine.
like, he had not been sick or anything, so
How long
I knew I was
ago?
going to have to make it somehow. But my husband was a very smart man, very smart. And praise God, his reason for getting up in the morning was to make sure that I was taken care of.
Yes.
And he had provided for me. And so I will say, I didn't have to do this as a business to make a living, but I did it for my granddaughter because she needed a way to make some money, and it kept her out of, the environment that I did not want her to go back into, Not that there's anything at all wrong with waitressing. That's a great job, and you can make some good money at it. But anyway, I just didn't want her working at night and driving at night and that kind of thing. So anyway, so after he died, I decided I could not keep up. There was no way because he was my gopher. I mean, he was always there loading up the pies, taking out the trash, and just doing everything.
So, the unseen things that
Yes,
make
yes.
such a difference for us,
really.
that support system.
I mean, sometimes, and I got aggravated because every time that my van, I had a chicken truck, and every time that chicken truck left the driveway, he wanted to be in it. And sometimes it's like, I just wanted to go by myself. But you know what? Honestly, he loved me so much. He wanted to do everything he could to help me. But then when he was gone, I had to make a decision.
Yes, you did.
So it was really weird because he had come home one day and told me he had found a building for sale, and because he knew we was looking for something bigger. And he told me about this building in Kernersville, and I laughed. I was like, I don't have that kind of money. I don't know if you do, but I sure don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the first thing that popped in my mind then after he died, that maybe he wanted me to have that, you know? So I sold my house in Florida that we had. It was a rent house, so that I could buy this building here in Kernersville. And it's a 6,000 square foot building.
Oh, good.
And so it's kind of divided in half. And so one side was already another business, and she became a renter, which helped me.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
she was paying rent. And then, and my accountant says this was really a smart thing for you to do. MawMaw's Chicken Pies actually rents from me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Smart.
There you go.
Smart.
So I was able to receive enough rent from Mawmaws and then that other business that was on the side to pay the mortgage payment,
Awesome.
On this building.
See, that is the kind of stuff right there that, on this podcast, we do want to highlight because we are talking to people with small businesses that are really trying to navigate the financial decisions and how to make smart moves. And that is, I just want to stop right there and say that is an amazing move. And your accountant is right. That was very smart.
Yeah, he's every once in a while he'll say something. He said, that's about the smartest thing I ever heard of, to rent from yourself. But anyway, but I couldn't have done that if it hadn't been for my husband, and because he had that rent house in Florida for me to be able to sell it, and, be able to put a down payment on this building.
He taught you. I mean, he taught you well.
He did. He was, like I said, he was a smart man.
How long were y'all married?
50 years. Wow. Yeah, 50 years. In fact, our anniversary was in September, and then he died in November. So,
Wow.
So yeah.
So you're in this building that you own, and you've got two tenants. One of them is one of your businesses.
Well, right. But the other one, I lost that tenant. Actually, she died. Okay. And so I lost that tenant. But anyway, that's another part of the story.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
So I can tell you right now, I've never been in a chicken pie factory. I don't know how to. I mean, I know how to make chicken pies, but as far as buying equipment and knowing how to do all this, everything we've done has been trial and error. We laugh. We look back on the first days. I can't believe we worked like we did. In fact, we've got this cooker that we cook our chicken in, and we can cook probably at least 300 pounds of chicken at a time.
Oh, wow.
Well, I had been cooking it just on top of the stove, in pots.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, dipping it out, and then we had like meat cleavers, and we were chopping our chicken because I can't stand stringy chicken.
No.
Yes.
So anyway, we would chop it by hand. Now we've got this machine, and my worker, Judy, she's named it Mickey. Mickey, you so fine, you blow my mind.
Hey, Mickey.
Oh, I can't see, but you know, anyway.
Well, I can snap.
Okay, but we actually sing that song when we get Mickey out. We love this machine. I mean, we cook our chicken in this big pot, take it out, and put it in this, it's called a buffalo chopper. And we chop up our chicken in that, and then we have to cool it down on trays. And let me just say, I am with the agriculture department.
Okay.
And I have to have an inspector on site every day.
What?
Every day. Every day that we cook chicken, or if we're just making the pies and not cooking that day, we cannot operate without having an inspector on site. Yeah. So thank you for paying your tax dollars, because that's what you pay for.
Yeah.
Is that true of every
It's
restaurant?
because it's meat. It's because it's meat, and I wholesale it. Now, if I was not in the wholesale business and I was just cooking and serving people, that would be the health department. But because I wholesale and it's meat.
See, these are other things that small businesses need to know.
Yes.
Is that something that is at a cost to you, or you just are you best
your
friends
tax
with
dollars
them?
pay for that.
But do they find? Can they stop production?
Oh yeah.
Have they?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Let me tell you why they might stop production.
Please inform me.
Okay. Well, there was one time that they did a recall on my pies. Freaked me out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we had the feds involved with this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But what it wasn't anything wrong with their pies. It was a labeling issue. And we did not have whey, milk product. We did not have that listed as an allergen. So they recalled all our pies, locked up our freezer. Yeah, so anyway, that was a nightmare. I got pictures of all those inspectors standing around, and I mean the phone calls and what was involved. So
a lot
I
to
don't
navigate.
ever want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. But now the inspector, like I said, we have to have one every day, and he may not be there all day, but he has to be on site.
Yeah.
And we have to keep good records, about the cooking and the cooling. In fact, let me just say, if I had known all of this from the beginning,
It might have been too much for you.
I would never have done it. I would not. But, it's just a learning process.
Sure.
You just start from the ground up.
Which I think
And they teach you what you got to know.
Yeah, I think all small businesses, that's exactly how I feel like anybody that's brave enough to start a small business, first of all, I think you have to have guts. That's number one. A dream, guts, or you just
Right.
what the heck? Let's just do this. But you do not, there's no course on it. Like you just have to learn your trade and perfect it as you go along and make it more seamless and the workflow to go the way that it needs to go. I think that's across the board.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of passion. And there's a reason why you're doing this. You wanted to help your granddaughter.
Right.
This thing is taken off. And then I know for me, in my experience, it's like, all right, we're rolling up the sleeves.
Yeah.
Let's get it and get it done. And a lot of times you have to learn as you go along.
You just have to figure it out.
Sometimes it's hard lessons.
Well, everything we've done, it's just been trial and error. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have anybody holding my hand, walking me through it, teaching me anything.
But doesn't that make you stronger?
Well, yeah. I think it
does.
helps me with the challenges that I meet now.
Yes.
Because it's like, you know what? I didn't know how to do that back then, but I learned.
And I think it makes you smarter too. I mean, stronger and smarter, and gives you a whole lot more insight. And I think, again, too, that's why it's important. I know for our podcast is to put that out for others. Maybe it's a young person trying to think about a business, or somebody else has got a dream, and they need to know those things.
And don't stop when you hit the roadblock.
Yeah, don't stop.
Yeah. If I had stopped every time I hit a road, just like the recall.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can't. My husband was still alive back when that happened, and I'm telling you, it was nerve-wracking. I thought they'd gonna lock me up in jail.
You're going to jail.
And then
Mawmaw's going to jail.
And see, and it's published. I mean,
Yes.
it comes out in the newspaper, and
So you just thought
it was
you were
on the news, it was on the
ruined?
radio, and it made me feel terrible because people think my pies are something's wrong with them, but it was
something's
just
wrong.
a word that I did not list.
How did you combat that publicly? Did you? Were you able to?
No, I really wasn't able to. I mean, if anybody asked, I would, but I didn't address it at the time.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't even bring it up now, but I guess the world's going to know now,
No,
right?
think
Well,
we
I
need
guess
to.
we're addressing it right now, folks. That's right. So you've got all the machinery. You had to learn what machinery you needed. So that's one thing. And then you didn't just stop with pies.
Well, actually, I did.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I have shirts made, and just my shirts, it says, I just make chicken pies, and that's all I want to do. Because, my daughter, she had a good job. She'd been at this job for probably 15 years, and it was close to home. Everything was great about the job. But she just wanted this adventure. So she decided she wanted to open up the retail part of the business.
Okay.
I never wanted to do retail.
Okay.
Because I don't want to keep retail hours or anything. I just like to shut myself up in that kitchen and make the pies, and then when I'm done, I go home.
Right.
But when you have a retail business, it's pretty demanding.
Yes.
So she wanted to do that, and so I let her go ahead, and she took the storefront and opened that up, and I tried to do both for about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months. I don't know. And I just said, I can't do this. I cannot do this. So she quit her job, and when she quit, I don't know, she needs her head examined, I guess, because I'm telling you, she works so hard because she makes all the other entrees that we sell in our store now.
Wow.
I mean, and she does it all. Everything from the chicken salad, pimento cheese, to all the frozen entrees, those gluten-free products I was telling you about.
I'm so excited. I wanted to get into that
We
in a
have
minute.
gluten-free chicken pies, but I don't do that. She does all of that. And then, as if that was not enough, she decided she wanted a little cafe. Like she didn't have enough to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So, like I said, the other side of my building, it had a business in it, but that girl had passed away, so it was empty. So I said, okay, you can take that side. So she fixed her a commercial kitchen on that side, and she is with the health department, where I'm with agriculture. So with being with the health department, she can serve, hot food, ready to eat food. So we have a serving line, and we're trying to take it slow, and that's one thing I would absolutely advise anybody starting a business. You got to start slow and grow. So she decided she would just do it for 3 days a week. And so we just do the lunch hour, and it has so caught on. We just love it. We've got guys that come in there on their lunch hour, and they come we're open 3 days a week. They come 3 days a week.
I
to eat
saw
lunch.
on one of your Facebook posts that you have punch cards.
Yes, yeah, we started that. I thought, well, that'd be one way, like a loyalty card or whatever, and people will come back. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, it's caught on. And yesterday we had our third winner, where they had come in and got bought, or they had 10 punches. You get it punched once a day, and so you get your next meal free. So the guy won yesterday. We celebrated. We all clapped, and everybody hooped and hollered over it. So it's just a fun place. It really is. In fact, there's days that we're not actually making pies, but I'm there.
Yeah.
I like it. I
think,
it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool
can
because
tell.
I know just in my experience in my life, there's a lot of comfort. Like somebody who's serving in the community. For us, we had a local restaurant. I was in the fire department for almost 10 years I was a volunteer. I couldn't get paid because I was also a fire commissioner. So it was illegal for me to get any money off of that, but I
Lamar, the things that I'm learning right now.
I was a fire line officer. I was a district chief, so I'd risen to that level. But I was also a chaplain because I'm a preacher in my background. So I was the chaplain and also a medic, and I really loved that. But a lot of times after we would make a run, we would all end up at that same local restaurant and eat there. And it was something very comforting about that, the food. And I miss it even to this day. Now, they eventually went out of business because of their ages, and some of the original owners had passed away. But I get a lot of comfort, and I think back to that. And I even find myself here. I know the other day I ate somewhere here locally, and something was real similar, and I was telling my wife, it brings me a lot of comfort. Well, of course, food does that.
Yeah, you're a foodie.
Yeah, I'm a foodie, but it reminded me of that. We'd get together with our friends and drink coffee or eat lunch.
And you're really, what I love about it is that you have not just paved a way, you've also given a legacy here.
Yes.
Yeah.
To your daughter, to your granddaughter.
They better carry it on.
Yeah.
I haven't done this for nothing, you know.
No.
Yeah. And I know that they're glad. They're glad.
So
Absolutely.
what do you what do you see going forward? Do you have more goals? I mean, how?
I don't know. Look, I am 73 years old.
No, you're
wow. Are you
not.
kidding me?
Come on.
No, I'm telling you, no.
Yeah, I'm 73, so I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot more.
You're going on vacation on chicken pie money.
I am. Okay, my friends, we love going to the beach. We just have a blast, and so I want to do more of that kind of thing. Sure. But I don't know I don't know what else my daughter might have planned for her part of the business. And my granddaughter, she knows the ropes. I mean, she is our kitchen manager. She does all the ordering and, you know, lines people up to work. And so.
How many employees are now?
Well, we really, for just the pie making.
Right.
We have 3. And they don't work every day, but, I'm there every day. I am. I mean, even though I don't have to be, I just got to keep my hands in the pies or something, you know.
Do you feel like, and I saw that you have some distribution.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am in about, 20 some different stores. I'm not in any big box stores. In fact, that's not really ever been one of my goals. Sure. Because I'm going to tell you, I consider my pies a specialty item. And you put my pie in a grocery freezer, and it's just going to get lost. Mm-hmm. You know, it's I don't know. The stores that I have it in, a lot of them are like butcher shops. I have 3. It's called the Butcher Market.
Okay.
One's in Wilmington, one's in Cary, and one's in Holly Springs, Raleigh, for somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, places like that, country stores.
And did you just go to them?
I did.
And this is another part that I love, because part of what I do is even how we got you. I just make the calls.
Yeah.
Like I work that phone and just not scared to be personable with people. And so you're saying, hey, I'm walking in here. Do you take them the pie and say, taste this?
Yep. I take them samples. And, I hear so often, well, we already have a chicken pie. I said, you don't have MawMaw's chicken pie. And so I give them a sample. And a lot of times they'll call me back, or I may bug them 3 or 4 times and say, please just give me a try.
See, now I love that too, because it can be very discouraging when you've put yourself out there and you hear nothing or you hear a no. Mm-hmm. And so when you hear nothing, you just continue. Is that what?
I do.
And if you hear a no, what is your response to a flat out no?
Next.
Gotcha.
Just next. Who's next?
Gotcha.
I mean, there are, and I know there's other chicken pie companies out here, but there's enough to go around for everybody.
Sure.
You know, I'm not trying to cut it into anybody else's. I don't run anybody else's product down, but I do ask people, just try it. If you see a difference here. You know, because mine is a little bit more expensive than some of your local ones around here. But I'm telling you, I cooked that chicken. I chopped that chicken. We have little chicken that we cut out of the dough and put it on top of the pie.
Yes, I saw that.
I cut that little chicken out myself and put it on top of the pie. So, you know, it's when you talk about handmade, these are handmade, and we use only all white meat, best ingredients, you know, fresh vegetables. And anyway, like I said, I'm not looking to get into big box stores. However, I am real excited about 2 opportunities that's getting ready to happen.
Let's hear it.
And if these things happen, it's going to be a game changer for us.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One of them is with Southern Foods.
Oh, okay. I know exactly.
Southern Foods is going to purchase my pies, because I will tell you the one thing that will send me into orbit quicker than anything, besides a rubber water hose. That's a joke. Don't give me a water hose to have to untangle.
Yeah,
But the next thing is shipping.
Yes.
I hate shipping because I have to get the pies out of the freezer. I have to get them all boxed up. I have to go get the dry ice.
Yeah.
I have to put the tape around it, and I have to take it to the UPS.
Yeah.
I hate it. Southern Foods is going to do it all for me.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
So when people go to my website, they will click on shop. It takes them directly to Southern Foods website. They've got my pies in their warehouse there, and they will be the one boxing them things up and putting them on the truck and shipping them out.
Well, that's
and as of
genius.
today, I got one more to do, but I don't ever plan on shipping another shipment myself, ever.
So there's a problem and something you didn't like, and you found a great solution.
That's
Now,
right.
So, yeah.
That has to then up your quantities
Yes.
of what you're going to have to make.
Oh, yeah, because not only will people go to my website and be able to purchase and have them shipped all over the country, but Southern Foods will also have my pies on their website. So when you're shopping at Southern Foods, the Mawmaws pies pop up and click, and they buy it and then get it shipped to them.
Yeah.
So what we want our listeners to know is that go to Southern Foods.
Well, they actually would be doing it on my website.
Okay, so tell us your website.
MawMaw's Chicken Pies.com.
Okay.
And that's MAWS
Chicken
Pies with an S.com.
And you will ship, those will be shipped anywhere in the country. I want everybody to hear this because this is going out to, the world here.
Yes.
You can get Mawmaws Chicken Pie.
Yeah.
And take a taste of what we're talking about. And then this brings me into when you came in today, I was like, I really would have loved to taste it, but I am celiac. I cannot have gluten. And you're like, oh, girl.
Yeah. Oh, girl, you can have it.
You can have it because we have gluten-free options available for this. So
now, I will say, you have to come in our store to get our gluten-free products because we don't wholesale that because my daughter does that, and that is through the health department. So, we can't ship those
Oh,
out.
darn. You just have to live, in the Triad or
That's
drive
right.
2 or 3 hours. We are in historic Kernersville,
And we do.
downtown.
We have people come from a long distance to be able to get those gluten-free pies.
There
They
you
do.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to make a day trip, and then
That's
maybe
right.
you can meet Mawmaw, and you could stop by Legacy
I think that's
Podcast.
important too, though. The gluten-free, you talk about that quite a bit because I know my wife struggles with that as well, and sometimes that is a difficult, challenging
It is.
thing.
That's a whole new market right there.
Yes,
It
I
is.
think it is. I think it's
And
huge.
I'm not going to say that we won't ever be able to wholesale those and be able to ship them, but for right now,
Well, once you get your shipping
Mawmaw ain't gonna do
handled-
it.
Yeah,
That's
Mawmaw
right.
don't have the food
Mawmaw
with it.
ain't gonna do it.
Maybe the other can happen.
Yeah, but you've taught others how to, and who knows? I mean, that is very, very cool and exciting, and I've learned so much just in this conversation. Tell me what you, if you had somebody sitting across from you starting a new business right now, what is one or two things that come to mind that you would look at them and say, this is what you got to at least do, or a piece of advice?
Well, I would say start small.
Okay.
I mean, really, our business has taken off. We've only been in business since September of 2019. No, or 18.
So 6 years.
One of those years.
Almost 6
No,
years.
it was 18. That's right. So it's a lot of growth in that length of time, but we didn't try to do everything all at one time.
Sure.
You know, we just started, and I still say just keep it simple. You know, we don't try to come up with a bunch of different varieties of our pies. We have 3 varieties. You can get it with vegetables, or you can get just plain chicken, or you can get hot and spicy.
Oh.
And we have 2 sizes. And so I just try to keep that simple. And so far, we've been able to keep up. I hope we will continue to when all this other takes place with Southern Foods. And another word of caution I guess I would give is I let the business pay for itself.
Hey.
I did not take my personal money. What we did is my granddaughter and I, you know, we made money, and I'd squirrel money back. She didn't know how much money. She didn't know much. She didn't have any idea how much money we were making, but I would put that money back. And then when we needed something like another freezer or whatever, I'd do it like that. And I never have taken it out of my personal money. I let the business pay for itself. Now, I know you can't always do that.
Sure.
And I did have to take out a loan when I had because the building I bought, it was just nothing but just a warehouse.
Right. So you had
And so I had to make a commercial kitchen out of it, and that was quite expensive. So I did get a business loan for that, and you know, I just make payments on that, and hopefully one day, maybe when my granddaughter gets it, I don't know, it might be paid for. I don't know, but anyway.
No, that's a wonderful piece of advice there.
That's
Actually,
something else I wanted to ask.
Yeah, go
along
ahead.
That line too is, I mean, how important is community? We're talking about Kernersville, and no doubt, you know, you started here and it's spread out. I saw like 28 locations that can get your pies. I even saw in Virginia one and one in Florida still.
Well, I have 2 stores in Florida, and then I've had another store in Florida that's contacted me, and they want my pies, but I'm trying to work out the shipping thing with them. But if I get that worked out, that'll be 3 stores in Florida.
So community, how important is that? Giving back to community or the help from the community?
Well, I tell you, we get the greatest support from the community.
Yes.
I mean, of course, me being in the hair business for all those years, you know, I knew everybody in Kernersville anyway. And then when people knew that I was doing this, it brought people in the store. And sometimes it's just like, I don't know, it's just a gathering place. Yes. we just, I don't know, people just come in and just kind of hang out, you know. It's kind of like people, when they'd come get their hair done, sometimes they just wanted to talk. I had a girl tell me one time, she said, I just need to come in and talk to you. And by the way, can I get my bangs cut while I'm there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have people come in just want to hang out. And while they're there, they might get a chicken pie.
Exactly.
I think that's great.
So,
I had one other thing I wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
I noticed you speak about faith. You think God has blessed
He has
you
so
guys.
blessed me.
We'll talk about how important is that with you. And I know it's important for us, our families, businesses we've been involved in as well. That's been a key thing for us. What about with you?
I like to describe myself. I am an ambassador for Jesus Christ.
Yes.
But I disguise myself as a Mawmaw making chicken pies.
Yes.
I love that.
So I guess if somebody had to know, you know, describe yourself, who are you? I'm a child of God. That's who I am. And honestly, He has so blessed me. Sometimes I'm just driving down the road and I'm just feeling so blessed. And sometimes I just say it out loud. I don't know why. You are so good to me. In fact, I did that just today. I was coming back. No, it was when I was going this morning to my Bible study, and there had been an accident. I'm telling you, that could have been me right there.
Sure.
And all these police cars, and I just drove by and I said, thank you, Lord. I don't know why you protect me like you do. But he has protected his business. I give him all the glory for everything. He gave me a wonderful husband that provided for me and left me where I didn't have to, take a menial job somewhere just to make ends meet. But I will say, I still don't take a salary from Mawmaws. I just do it because I like doing it.
Yeah.
But, I love that.
And I've not had to but I thank God for that. I really do. He's really blessed me.
That's wonderful to hear. I think that's so important for people of faith, and faith plays such a major role. And you've become quite the personality in the community.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I think it's great.
And keep on.
Yeah,
keep
please.
on.
Yeah, and a legacy. And that's one of the reasons, our studio here, we chose that name, Legacy.
Legacy. Oh,
I
get
studio.
it now. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Because that's really every small business owner. I mean, you have a story. And I think it's important.
Yeah, I love to
need
tell
to
my story.
hear it.
I love to tell my story.
I would love to just sit and talk to you for hours, and I want your friends to get in here and y'all to do all those things too, and
I love it.
Kind of record that history. I think this day and age, my generation or younger don't see the value of really documenting history and stories. And I mean, I remember growing up on the road, and I was always around adults, so I always wanted to hear what the older people had to say, and I was fascinated.
Can learn a lot.
Absolutely fascinated, and we've really kind of gotten away from that these days. And so, in our business at Adams Lane and here at Legacy, we really care about documenting, whether that's through a photograph or through a story or through a podcast. So that really, really matters. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming today.
I am just so excited about this. I can't wait. I don't know where it's going to be, but
it's going to be everywhere.
Going to be everywhere.
It's going to be
I'm
everywhere.
going to be famous, right?
You already are. You already are. So with that, we are going to end our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and everybody that has joined us in whatever capacity, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, I don't know, wherever you found us. Definitely follow Mawmaws Chicken Pies. Look her up. Order that product and make her have to figure out how to up her distribution.
what's next?
Just so I don't have to ship it.
Yeah, just as long as she doesn't have to ship it. And then check out our website and follow us, like us, wherever you may find it. And thank you again so much, Lamar.
Yep.
It was a good day.
It's been a great day.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.